Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing well. In today's video, I will be giving you my round 15 NRL tips. In round 14, I managed to get 4 out of 7 games correct. The games I got wrong was the Dolphins, they lost 30 points to 8. The Sharks, they lost 20 points to 12 against the Broncos. And the last one, I tipped Melbourne, they shockingly lost to the Cowboys 45-20. But overall, it was a great round of footy. But without further ado, let's get into the video. The first game to open up round 15 is on the Thursday night, which will arguably be the worst game of the round, honestly. It's between the Gold Coast Chokers and the West Tigers at Cbus Super Stadium on Thursday night. The Tigers are coming off a narrow 1-point loss against the Raiders. For 68 minutes of the match, the Raiders led 18-0 against the Tigers. Tom Starling went off when the sin bin for the Raiders and Tigers. In about 5 to 7 minutes, they scored 3 tries to level at 18-all. With a couple minutes to go, then a field goal from Luke Brooks settles it at 1981. Unfortunately, a penalty to the Raiders, which was a tack to the legs of Jamal Fogarty from, I think it was Isaiah Papali'i, cost the Tigers the game. The Raiders went on to win 20 points to 18. On the other hand, the Titans are coming off a flogging against my boys, the Bunnies, where they choked once again in the game. They led 22-16 at halftime, the Titans. Then they choked to let the Bunnies win 46-28. Shockingly, they only scored 1 try. Or I'm amazed that they even scored a try at all in the second half, the way they play. Terrible. In the past 10 encounters between these two, the Titans have had the wood over the Tigers. The Titans have won 8 of the past 10, which includes winning 5 of the past 6, including winning the last 4. So the last time the Tigers had beaten the Titans was back in 2019, where they were in Tamworth at Scully Park, where Tigers won 30 points to 14. And the last time the Tigers beat the Titans in the Gold Coast was back in 2017, where they won 26 points to 4. So this is going to be an ugly game to watch, but it's a tough game to call, honestly. I will back the Tigers. I'm not convinced. They are showing some heart and determination. But I will back the Tigers to win this game 1-12. I think they will win this game by 4 points. I think this will be a low to mid scoring game. I'm going to go 14 points to 10 as the result. So Tigers to win. The first of 2 Friday fixtures. The first one kicking off at 6 p.m. down at GIO Stadium in Canberra is between the Canberra Raiders and the New Zealand Warriors. The Raiders are coming off a not convincing win over the West Tigers, 20 points to 19, like I explained in the Titans section. Raiders won by 1 point from a penalty goal from Jamal Fogarty after he was attacked in the legs by Isaiah Papali'i. The Tigers almost shockingly beat them, but the Raiders held on. While the Warriors, with a home game win back in New Zealand against the Dolphins, surprising me, 30 points to 8 after it was a slow start. 6 points to 4 at half time, and out of nowhere the Warriors just score 26 unanswered points. Good on the Warriors for winning at, I'm not going to call it Go Media Stadium, that's a ridiculous name, but good on the Wars for backing up after they lost to the Broncos the week before. But in the past 10 encounters between these two, it has been 5 games each way, with Raiders winning 3 of the last 5, but with no more than 2 wins in a row for either team, except for the Raiders, who have won 2 games back in 2020 against the Warriors. Now, this will also be Jared Croker's 300th game. He didn't play last week because he wanted to play in front of his home fans, which I think is understandable. So as for that, I will back the Raiders to win this game in a close game. I won't be surprised if the Warriors actually win, considering a couple milestone games this year, the team that I didn't tip went on the win. So I'll back the Raiders to win by 4 points, 1-12. I think this will be a great game. I'm going to go ahead with the score margin of 28-24. And the final Friday fixture kicks off at 8 p.m. Down there at Four Pines Park. It is between the Mealy Warringah Sea Eagles and the Dolphins. Mealy are coming off the bye, having their second bye of the year, and the week before the bye, they went down to the Knights up there at McDonald Jones Stadium, losing 28-18. I think for what they did, they put in a decent effort without Cherry Evans and Tom Tavoyevich while they were out for Origin. And as for the Dolphins, they were demolished against the Warriors, 30-8. Very disappointing from the Dolphins, and it seems like things are not going to get better for them now. I think it's the beginning of their downfall for the rest of the season, but you never know. This will be the first time these two will play against each other, and this is also the first time that the Dolphins will play a game in Sydney. So they have been in New South Wales. They have been very unsuccessful, unfortunately, in their... I think they've played 2 games in New South Wales. Oh no, yeah, 2. One in Wagga and one in Newey. Lost both of those games. Oh no, sorry. They did beat the Knights in that other game. Sorry. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this game will go. Obviously, I will back Manly to win this game 13+. It's in Brookie. This will be the Dolphins' first time in Sydney. Don't know how they'll go. We'll definitely wait and see what happens. But Tommy Turvo is still out after he suffered a HIA back in game 1. But yeah, Manly to win 13+. Dolphins to choke in this game. The first of 3 Super Saturday fixtures. The first one kicking off at 3 p.m. It's a rivalry game between the St George Illawarra Dragons and the South Sydney Rabbitohs, my boys. Now, the Dragons are coming off a narrow loss to the Panthers. A great game against the Panthers. They went down 26-18. And my boys, we managed to finally get a win. We beat those pathetic Gold Coast Titans, winning 46-28 in a high-scoring affair. Outstanding result for the Bunnies. For this game, it was meant to be Jack DeBellin's 200th game and would have been perfect, but unfortunately, he succumbed to a HIA and he got knocked. It was put on a stretchered it out of the ground, which is really unfortunate, but he's all good now. So that's a shame. So he'll be waiting for next game to play his 200th. All best wishes for him. Now, this is another. It's not really a big rivalry compared to the Roosters and the Dogs, honestly, for the Rabbits. But it's still a great rivalry. We've played great games against them in the past, in the history, in the 60s, into the 70s. Great games between the Bunnies and St George Dragons back then. Now, in the past 10 encounters, the Rabbitohs have dominated the Dragons. The Bunnies have won 8 of the past 10, which includes winning 8 of the past 9 games and 8 straight between 2018 and 22. Now, the last time we played, the Dragons shockingly won 32-12, and this was at Wynn Stadium last year. But this is a two different sides now. Now, the drama with the Dragons continues. The sponsorship deal with St George Bank comes to an end at the end of next season, which I don't know the reason why, but I'm shocked about it after they've been there for like 40 years or so. But obviously, I'll back my boys to win this game 13+. I'll go the Bunnies to win by 14. I'm going to go scoreline of 26-12. We should easily win this game. And I know, yes, we got Murray out, Jai Arrow as well, but Latrell Mitchell should be back, and I'm hoping we have David Malone and Thomas Burgess and Sevilla Havili as well when the team lists get announced on Tuesday. But the Bunnies to win 13+. The next game, the kickoff at 5:30 p.m. at Suncorp Stadium, is between the Brisbane Broncos and the Newcastle Knights. The Knights are coming off a bye, and the week before their second bye as well, they managed to beat the Manly Sea Eagles by 10 points, 28-18 up there at Newey. Great win for the Knights. I didn't expect them to win that match, but there you go. And the Broncos put in a great defensive game against the Sharks down there at PointsBet Stadium with a 20-12 win over the Sharks. They did it. It's the second time they've won in Sydney this year, which is truly amazes me. I wish they played more in Sydney, but they don't. Now, in the past 10 encounters between these two clubs, Broncos have won 6 of the past 10, which includes winning the last 3. But between 2018 and 21, Broncos did lose 4 straight to Newcastle. So this one is a bit of a if and miss game. Either team can possibly win this one. I mean, I won't be shocked if the Knights win, but I will play it safe. I will back the Broncos to win 1-12. I think this will be a close game than people think. I'm going to go the Broncos to win by 8 points with a scoreline of 24-16. And the final Super Saturday fixture is at 7:35 p.m. at Allianz Stadium. Is between Sydney Roosters and the Penrith Panthers. The Panthers are coming off a win over the Dragons, almost losing 26-18. Now, the big news out of this, that their halfback and New South Wales halfback, Nathan Cleary, is out injured with a hamstring and is out up to 6 weeks. So that he's confirmed to miss game 2 and game 3 for Origin, which is a big blow for New South Wales and for Penrith. And we saw in that game, after he went down, they tend to struggle without him, but they got the job done nonetheless. So he'll be a big loss for a couple of weeks. And as for the Roosters, they managed to finally win a game, beating the Bulldogs out on the Central Coast, which I was at the game as well. If you haven't seen the vlog, go check it out. Roosters won 25-24 from a James Tedesco try-fest, and Luke Keary scoring the field goal to win the game. It was a great match, but Roosters got it done. First win since round 9. They've won, and it's good on them to see him win, even though I despise them that much. And they're back at Allianz for the first time since round 8 as well. And the Roosters are very tough to beat at Allianz, I'll tell you that. Anyway, in the past 10 games between these two clubs, Panthers have had the wood over the Roosters. The Panthers have won 8 of the past 10, which includes winning the last 7 games. So the Roosters last won against the Panthers back in 2019, beating them 22 points to 6. And this will be the Panthers' first time back at Allianz since 2018. And the last time the Panthers beat the Roosters at Allianz was back in 2016, where they narrowly won 20 points to 16. So this is possibly going to be the most hardest game to tip alongside the next one for round 15. But for this game, I'm going to play it safe. Although the Roosters have been dominating at Allianz for all their games this year, I think Panthers will be too good. I think they'll narrowly just win the Panthers. I think they'll win this game by 2 points. I'm going to go winning margin of 26. No, not 26. I'm going to go 22-20. I think this might go down to the wire with a 2-point field goal, or even go on the golden point. So I've got the Panthers just winning by 2 points. And also, just found out that Joe Suaalii will be serving 3 matches at least due to his dangerous tackle on Reed Marnie. Now, at the game, I did not see him get placed on report, and I don't think Ashley Klein didn't put him on report for it. But now it's just surface, and they got till midday tomorrow if they're going to fight it or not. So that'll be a huge loss for the Roosters. But anyways, I'll go Panthers to win 1-12. the only Sunday fixture, which is at 4 p.m. down at Amy Park, kick between the Melbourne Storm and the Cronulla Sharks. The Sharks are coming off a loss to the Broncos and a great defensive game between both clubs, 20 points to 12 at PointsBet Stadium. Well, Melbourne, oh boy, they lost by 25 points, losing to the North Queensland Cowboys 45 points to 20. Shocking. Up there in Townsville. Unbelievable. Wasn't great defense from the Storm, but they were in the game. I mean, the Cowboys led 10-0, then Melbourne would catch up to level it. And 14-0 at halftime, then Melbourne just gave up after that. I mean, credit to the Cowboys, they played very well, but man, Melbourne were all out of sorts, especially with their wingers. But we'll see how they go for this week. But anywho, in the past 10 games between the Sharks and the Storm, Melbourne have won 6 of the past 10, which includes winning 5 of the past 6. In their last encounter, the Sharks managed to win 28 points to 6. And that was last year. For this game, this one is a flip of a coin. Now, I want to go Melbourne because it's in Melbourne, but I also want to go Sharks because they've been playing well this year. But after they lost to the Broncos, well, it's going to be a tough one. And this is 4th versus 5th, so one team has got to go. And the Sharks last won in Melbourne back in 2018, where they won 17-14. This is a tough game to pick, but I'm going to go Melbourne to win 1-12. Not convincingly. I'll go Melbourne to win by 4. I reckon this will be a mid to low scoring match. I'm going to go 18-14 Melbourne. And the final game to wrap up round 15 of the NRL. It is the King's birthday annual clash is with the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs and the Parramatta Eels. Now, I said Kings because the Queen tragically passed away last year, and it's been renamed the King's public holiday now because he's taken over. This will be the second time these two will clash in this fixture. It used to be Bulldogs vs Dragons, but I think Bulldogs vs Eels is better. Now, Eels are coming off the bye. The last time they played, they beat the Cowboys in a great fashion, 24-16, while the Dogs are coming off a 1-point loss against the Roosters at Industry Group Stadium, which I was at the game, losing 25-24 to a Luke Keary field goal. In the past 10 games between these two, the Eels have dominated the Dogs. They have won 8 of the past 10, which includes winning 6 of the past 7 encounters. Now, last time these two played, around this time last year, the Bulldogs thrashed them 34 points to 4 on the public holiday last year. It'll be interesting. In the past 5 games, all been decided by 20 points or more, which is insane. So for this game, for the public holiday, I'll back the Eels to win. I think they've been in great form and they're showing some momentum at the moment, but don't be surprised if the Dogs do win. I will back the Eels to win this game 1-12 by 12 points. I'll go scoreline 30-18. And ladies and gentlemen, that concludes my round 15 NRL tipping video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here so you don't miss out on any tipping videos or any other videos that I do on this channel. Once again, guys, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Hashtag Gold Coast suck. Go the Bunnies. We'll beat the Dragons, hopefully. Anyways, everyone, I'll see you all in the next one.